One of these games I really want to make, so please don't take that away from me. Any usage of these ideas should obviously be paid for, so $1 million a pop. Okay, that covers everything. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and my girlfriend gave me like half of these ideas, so thank you for that, honey. The world of VR is ever expanding and has infinite possibilities with what we can experience and do, but which games haven't been made yet that should, and that will make your pants yellow with fear? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 scary VR games that we need right now. If you're new here or haven't yet, be sure you hit like and subscribe so we can roll the intro. Number 10, storm chasing. What's more terrifying than hearing about a tornado that has nearly started forming just a few kilometers away from your apartment? Chasing one intentionally. While it may look cool in the movies or on TV, actually doing this in real life would be terrifying, especially when you're constantly putting your life at risk to see a tornado, something which everyone can see if you just watch The Wizard of Oz. This game may not be the scariest on this list, but it would be interesting and it would be fairly scary. If you see a cow or some form of debris fly across the screen like it was right in front of your face. And sure, people say that this will happen when pigs fly, but it's when cows fly that manure hits the fan. Being able to chase a storm in VR would not only be a safer way to do that, but we could also give it some otherworldly feel and maybe give it a story that sucks you into another world. When I was in elementary school, I had an idea for a movie called Through a Tornado. Oh man, I don't want to talk about this. And I had gotten so far as to even writing parts of it, but I never did anything with it, mostly because it was a stupid idea. But I mean, I could do better now. Maybe I should. The way outside is looking, I'm gonna have to. Number 9, solitary confinement. Imagine you're stuck, locked in solitary confinement. It's pitch black, nobody is with you, but you can hear them. I think this game could be done in stages, and maybe have a sanity meter based on how calm you can stay. The more restless you are, the more the bar ticks down, and the lower it gets, the more intense the noises get, and eventually you could even start to actually hallucinate. And I think that's where this game could really shine. You get locked in, but the real story doesn't start until you go crazy enough to start hallucinating the actual story of the game. And at the end, when your mind comes back into real world, you've somehow escaped. Or have you? Of course, the story would be terrifying and not real. Or is it? Number 8, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sure we all know Nightmare on Elm Street, the horrifying world where Freddy Krueger will invade your dreams and kill you through them because he can. And if you don't know him, I'm sure you know Scary Terry. Having a Nightmare on Elm Street VR game would be honestly the height of VR horror. Imagine having to fight off Freddy Krueger. I mean, we've had The Exorcist, Paranormal Activity, and other horror movies turned into games or VR games. Why not a classic horror that everyone loves? Especially if it's realistic and really done well. I know that it's difficult to do, but being able to really see Freddy's pores or whatever the hell those things are, or having a lot of detail would make this game incredibly spooky. Oh, and I can just imagine the horrific scenes that would unfold in front of your eyes. Oh man, honestly, I'm surprised that I didn't put this higher on the list. I mean, I need this right now. I'm not gonna play it, but I need it to be a thing, so that Eddie VR can play it, and I can watch him play it and suffer. And it's 7, ARAGOG. If you've watched any of the Scary VR Games videos on this channel before, you'll know that I hate spiders. I constantly mention Skyrim or any other video game in VR that has a giant spider, because oh my god, it's one of the most terrible things that you can create and you should be ashamed of yourself. Sorry, still not over the fact that I accidentally ran into one in Skyrim. Yeah, I had taken out a bunch of Forsworn and I walked up some stairs and then BOOM! Giant freaking frostbite spider right in my freaking face. I was standing right on top of it. Sorry, the actual game. If you've seen the second Harry Potter movie, I'm sure you'll know about the scene with ARAGOG, where all the spiders attack and it's just one of the worst things J.K. Rowling has ever allowed to happen. Yeah, that. In VR. Just that, not the actual game, no objective other than surviving, just run away from a million big spiders. That would be the worst thing ever. Okay? I actually don't want this. Why did I suggest this? That's a terrible idea. Can I take it off the list? Is it too late? Really? And at 6, VENOM. VENOM is a Batman pajama and an incredible character. I personally love the movie and feel like it would have been even better if it was rated R. However, even if it wasn't, a VENOM VR video game would be terrifying, awesome, and absolute perfection if done right. They have the Spider-Man VR experiences, I know, but imagine a full-blown horror Spider-Man game starring Venom as the protagonist and Carnage as the antagonist. Do you know how incredible that would be? I mean, sure, we have Iron Man VR, but that's exclusive to PlayStation. I want a game where I can turn into a symbiote and scare the hell out of people, but then launch webbing out of my wrists and go off to find the dude who just destroyed an entire city block. I want him to jump scare me. I want to see him kill in the most gruesome fashion. Even though I hate horror in VR, I will play that game because it sounds so damn good. If you're not a fan of Marvel or hell even Spider-Man, you won't understand how incredible that sounds, but oh boy do I. I'm salivating just thinking about it. And if you don't agree, I'll bite off your arms, then your legs, then I'll bite your face right off your head. Then you'll just be some faceless, armless, legless thing rolling around in the street like a turd in the wind. I don't know if that was Venom or Miley Cyrus. Halfway through number 5, Saw. Need I say more? The famous horror film series Saw would be absolutely horrific in VR. Being put through traps original to the game, as well as the iconic ones like the reverse bear trap, would be such an incredibly intense VR experience. And imagine if it was multiplayer as well and you'd be given specific tasks based on that, or you'd be racing to see who could get the trap off first. Oh my god. Just, like, imagine opening your eyes to see a reverse bear trap on your face. Like, holy crap, what a feeling. I can feel it now. Oh, I'm curling up into a ball. Okay, going down. I've only seen the Saw movies once and oh my god. Imagine that experience in VR and how intense and gut-wrenching that would be. And you could see other players or something losing to the trap, or maybe he's just throwing a few NPCs scripted to die to make you work faster, because if they do it first, you're toast. Oh man, this is something we really need right now. Literally the title of this video. It wouldn't even be your typical horror. It would be more of a psychological horror and just so incredibly good. Oh my god, if you'd play this, let me know in the comments what traps you'd like to see featured in that game. Also, hopefully none of these are already games, otherwise I'll just look foolish. Also, if this does end up being a game, I'm not playing it. No. In a 4 free roam FNAF VR. Well, yes, we get things like the corn maze minigame where we can walk wherever we want. It would be incredible to have a true Five Nights at Freddy's free roaming VR game, where you play as a kid walking around the pizzeria and have to complete tasks throughout the day, but William Afton is always following you and you can see him somewhere, just hiding in like the shadows, or he could be wearing the glitch trap costume because we all know how I feel about that now, and he could be like caught sharpening a knife or something in the back room. Oh man, like if you went back there, oh, this could be so good and so intense. It could be like an escape the killer game by staying out in the open. By no means do I know how to make a game or how to make it good, but I think that this needs to be made this instant. Scott, get on it please. Getting close to the end in a number 3, Buried Alive. Did someone say Riverdale? Being buried alive is potentially the worst way to go, especially since, you know, you're not dead yet. This may be the most terrifying thing that can ever happen to you, or even the most terrifying thing that you can think about having happen to you. Thinking about it happening is already terrifying enough. If you think about it, at least it isn't happening. Dealing with it happening right in front of your face must be incredibly horrific. I'm honestly really scared about being buried alive and watching it happen to me. Even if it isn't really happening, makes me shudder. And I don't think that even if this game was real, I would play it. Even if streaming it would get me millions of views. Actually, on second thought. Number 2, Supernatural Hunting VR. Have you ever wanted to be a Winchester, go out saving people and hunting things? You know, the family business. Well, if we had this VR game, we could. A VR game all about hunting the supernatural would be incredible. Obviously not officially licensed because that would cost way too much money, but I have the perfect idea in mind, and the way I see it, it's incredible. You could have a difficulty meter that turns off the guides the more you go up, you could canvass witnesses, try and figure out what you're dealing with, and if it was a full game, you could even have a journal or something that you could take notes in for the next time. Obviously, the notes would be filled in automatically as soon as you discover a ghost or whatever it is, and you could just like look back at them for the future, but oh my god, I just think that would be so cool. And honestly, if it was multiplayer, holy crap sticks. I'm not putting this at number 1 because I kind of want to make it myself and I don't want too much attention to it, but would anyone actually like play it? If you have a VR headset and would play it, let me know in the comments, because I have a course on how to make a VR game. I could in theory do it, but I want people to actually play it. Finally, in number 1, Salem Witch Trials. The Salem Witch Trials is one of the most famous witch trials in history. Now they're just about false accusations. But in all honesty, do you know how cool this game would be if you had to hunt down a witch in a forest or something, but then watch her get burnt at the stake, but she was actually a witch, so while she's being burnt, she's like trying to summon monsters that are scaring you and trying to set her free, and then she could be jump scaring you, and then there would be bursts of blue and green flames as she tried to desperately save herself before ultimately escaping and making you need to chase her down again. It sounds so good! If you can make a game and haven't yet, make this one. I will lose my crap and I'll play it on this channel. Hopefully. There we have it, friends, the top 10 scary VR games we need right now. Which of these games did you find interesting, and would you play any of them? Be sure you let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gamer content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. All rights reserved. Any usage of number 2 will result in a swift kick in the butt and require payment in the amount of $1 million. No purchase necessary, and talk to your doctor before using Carpedex. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.